Got lost in all the food pics and grandkid posts. There's just too much stuff on Facebook. I don't want to buy protein shakes for my cousin's kid or watch a cat playing piano. Facebook wasn't made for collecting, that's for sure.
Well, Chris, now there's a better way to break.
Well, spit it out. What does that mean?
There's a new platform designed specifically for breaking, created by the pros at Real Sports Cards. It's called Uncommon. When you use Uncommon, you won't see any of the Facebook clutter. You can tune in to a current break in progress, see what's dropping next, browse your favorite card categories, and easily find what you're looking for.
That looks easy as pie. How do I join a break?
You simply click, and your spot is on hold. No more constantly refreshing and commenting to claim teams. Then it safely and securely charges your account. A notification will tell you when the break is about to start, and a live chat lets you cheer each other on.
Well, this is a walk in the park compared to Facebook.
Yep, sure is.
Can I start now?
Absolutely. Visit uncommonapp.com today for a better way to break.
Where has this been all these years? I think I might delete my Facebook now.
What's happening, everyone?
Wow, that was loud.
That was loud. I'm feeling good this morning. I woke up early this morning for some reason.
You have way too much energy, and that echoed in here, and I felt it vibrate my eardrums.
I'm feeling good. It's Friday morning.
Holy smokes!
Friday morning on Bowman release week. What's better?
Oh my goodness!
It might be delirium at this point. A couple late night breaking, couple early mornings.
Right? You're just on a shot of adrenaline.
Yeah, that's
right
probably
now,
it.
like your third, sixth wind or something.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to talk to me at like 11:30. After 11:30, that's probably when it comes down.
Right. Say hello when you drop in. Let us know that you are hanging out with us. Good morning, Jake.
What up, Jake?
Who else is hanging out? We are live on Uncommon.
Yep.
We are live on YouTube.
Correct.
We are live on our Facebook page,
Yep.
which is then shared into the Facebook group.
Yeah, the public Facebook page shared in the group.
Right?
Yeah.
Partially because Facebook changed something recently. Right?
Yeah, we've got a notice on our OBS, is the system that we use. It says you need to enter stream key manually for Facebook group after latest meta updates. So basically, Zuckerberg just nixed streaming to groups.
Yeah, restreaming.
Yeah, restreaming.
So you can still go live directly in a group.
Yeah.
But they killed the ability to restream, which is the technology that we use to send our live stream multiple directions at the same time.
Right.
Into the group.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, what was the reasoning for that? What was Zuck trying to do there?
I don't know what Zuck's trying to do there.
You never know. As long as we don't have to be worried about our entire business depending on.
I mean, it'd have been a lot bigger issue if we had, if we were still dependent on streaming and filling breaks in Facebook.
No, you think back to this time, well, I guess not last year even, this time 2 years ago, this time a year and a half ago, it would have been every little change that Facebook made, whether it be a notification change or how they changed the pin posts at the top or everything, like every single thing that changed, we had to have a big team meeting about, and it was okay. How are we gonna navigate around this new Facebook change?
Yeah, it was brutal, and then they would like the thing that seemed like was always broken was notifications.
Yep.
And we were always so annoyed at Facebook because notifications were 9 hours late.
Yep.
Or notifications weren't working at all.
Yep.
Then we built our own app and realized, oh crap, notifications are hard.
Yeah, they are. They
Right?
are.
So But it sounds like we have some hope on the horizon.
Yeah, that's still it's still in the mix. Obviously, I haven't forgot about it.
It is still in the mix. So notifications are coming. Our team is grinding through the final steps of push notifications for the apps, and so you guys should see that roll out sometime soon. I hope. I think we're getting close, and that's going to allow you to customize notifications for the app. Get push notifications for the things that you want to get push notifications for. And so I'm excited.
Yeah,
and then we'll try to not break it over, like Facebook did.
Facebook. I mean, I don't think notifications have ever ever worked on Facebook.
Really worked.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I feel like I get some, don't get some. Then obviously you go through those periods of 2 months where nothing.
You turn on notifications in a group and you don't get them, and then you turn off notifications in a group and you do get them, and. At everyone doesn't actually at everyone.
Yep.
So what's up, Adam? Adam's hanging out on Facebook. Thanks for popping in and saying hello. Who else is popping? Is Jake hanging out by himself on Uncommon this morning?
Looks like it. Jake's alone.
Lonely.
All alone. We got Twan on YouTube. What up,
so
Twan?
Lonely.
Jake needs to be here because he wasn't up with me late last night or late 2 nights ago. He was sleeping when I was pulling him heat.
Oh, really?
Late night Bowman, yeah, that 10-caser.
That brings up an important question: is do you get better hits if you don't watch?
We said that with Jake. We said Jake gets the best hits when he's sleeping.
I mean, let's be honest. This is what we do in the sports world.
Yep.
Is a world of superstition.
I'm not superstitious.
You're not superstitious about anything?
I'm a little stitious.
There's nothing. There's nothing you're superstitious about.
No, I might be one of the more. I'm not gonna say one of the more superstitious because I'm not a freak about anything, but I am pretty. I'll say particular about things.
Yeah.
Maybe it was worse when I was playing sports. Maybe I don't care as much anymore.
Is that because you have a stick up your butt, or because you think something's bad's gonna happen if you change the routine?
No, I don't have that anymore.
Because I think that's the difference between OCD and superstitious.
Yeah, I might just have OCD now. When I was playing sports, it's probably just superstitious. I think of
stepping on the chalk line, or
or putting my equipment on the exact for hockey, putting it on the exact same way every single time. And I still do that. Putting on clothes. I always go to left sock, right sock, and then
What?
You have to put your sock the way the order in which you get dressed.
So how do you decide left sock is the most important sock?
It's just that way. It just is that way.
So would your whole day be jacked up if you put your right sock on first?
I try to not put too much thought into it because then I start overthinking
I
things.
really I'm trying to plant seeds here.
Yeah, I'm
so
not gonna
that
be able
it
to,
does.
I'm not gonna be able to leave the house tomorrow because I'm gonna be stressed about the order of how I put my clothes on.
Yeah. Yes, that is my goal. Get in Emil's head now.
Yep.
And have him absolutely thinking about which sock went on first.
Were you superstitious at all, or are you?
Man, I'm trying to think when I played baseball. If I definitely did not step on the chalk line.
Yeah, that one's kind of
entering the field.
That's a common rule.
That's known.
Yeah.
Right. But I already see it in Amberly, in my 6-year-old. When we go on walks, she's always like, "You can't step on the crack. You can't step on the crack." When we go on walks.
What is it now? Because it probably, even when I was growing up, it was step on a crack, break your mama's back.
Yeah, and
is that still the thing with kids? Obviously,
she doesn't know it. She's too young for that, I think. But she still knows, oh, don't step on the crack.
That's wild.
I don't know where she learns at kindergarten. I guess is where they learn all of these things. So
that's funny.
Nick is in the house. What's up, Nick?
Matt, you did just join in on Intimate Sessions with Emil. This isn't just a Q&A, but we're not going to talk cards. You guys can just ask me about my personal life right now.
Keith is in the house. What's up? Yeah.
I'm trying to fix. We do look really washed out right there. I was trying to adjust that. It doesn't look bad right here, but it looks bad on YouTube.
We need some sun.
It's been nice outside. It's nice outside today.
We need skylights.
Yeah, we might. We might.
Anthony asked I would love a clearer picture of shipping and where the cards are at in the sorting process. They are packaging up the first two 10 casers this morning. So we did, Minnesota did 2 10 casers on Wednesday. Those have completed. We rallied the troops, got some extra people in there, got all of that sorted, and that's packaging and shipping today. So those 10 casers are out.
Perfect.
Today. So
that's massive, actually. 20 cases.
20 cases. 20 cases in the mail. The Wisconsin crew, I don't have an exact update on those guys. I don't have an exact update on those guys, but they're on it. So I would guess that I think they did 14 maybe cases.
Yeah, I think they did 14 on Wednesday.
14 on Wednesday,
yep.
And I would guess that.
Well, yeah, because they also didn't break. It was just Minnesota yesterday, so they've got to be.
I would guess that I would guess that their 14 cases are popping out today also. So
yep.
As always, we tend to say 2 to 3 business days, and we know we go hard on release day, but we also know that you guys want your cards on new releases as quickly as possible. So, that's the goal. I know Anthony says, overall, I feel so lost with them once the break ends. That's one of our goals. I mean, that's definitely on our future feature list, is to give you guys more information about what stage of the sorting and shipping process your breaks are in. It's a little further out. It's not imminent on the future feature list. But ideally we would like to see like a Domino's pizza tracker style shipping tracker in your order history. So you can log in, you can go click on an order and see, is it in sorting, is it in packaging, or is it out, out and shipped already with a tracking number in there. So also that's actually a really big help then for the local pickup guys too, right?
To see what's
so it's
available.
like, well, I want to drive over there, but I don't know if it's sorted and ready or not yet. Yeah. If you can go into your order history and see, oh, it's sorted and ready for pickup, then I know that I can drive over and pick those cards up. So definitely something we want to continue to make that experience better.
Yep.
So Nick's asking for another 10 caser. I'm not sure if we're going to do another 10 caser. We kind of got our butts kicked on the last 10 caser on Wednesday night. So we ended up discounting that one way more than we can really do.
Yeah, we committed to getting that one full, obviously.
But we committed to getting it full. We pushed the discounts to get it full for you guys, but that's generally an indication that it's not going to work. So I think what we're going to do is for Saturday, dial it back to a 5-case pick your player.
Yep.
So we still want to get you guys opportunities for pick your player. We're just going to bring the price point down and tackle a 5-caser instead. And, maybe we can do multiple 5-casers at that point.
Yep.
So you can, at least have the opportunity to grab your stuff.
Yep, I think we're going to take a look at some comps and maybe rebalance some players.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing, we put a lot of work into pricing out of the gates, and we think that our pricing spreads are really strong out of the gates. But, today we're going to put some work into checking eBay comps, seeing how players are selling, and start doing some adjusting of teams and players so that, the more dialed in we can keep the balance of dollars across all of the teams and players, the quicker those breaks fill.
Yep.
So that's the goal.
Yep.
And so you'll likely see new pricing on Saturday across the boards. So if there are some Bowman players or teams that you think are underpriced, today's your last day. Today's your last day to grab the ones that you think are underpriced because they're probably getting adjusted for tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't think we are expecting any major changes. Like no teams are going up $100.
Correct.
But it'll just be tweaks based on how we're signing. Also, like we've been seeing way more rookie autos than I think we ever expected.
So I think
Bowman.
we'll see the rookie teams go up.
Yep.
Like the Reds and the Dodgers and the Giants and some of those. We'll see some of those go up a little bit.
They'll be tweaked a little bit.
We'll see a handful of teams come down a little bit, and a handful of players go up.
Yep.
So
we just filled break number 50. Break number 50 just filled up. 50. So we're 50 cases in. Through 2 days. Yep. And then Tom's got a full day today. So, and then obviously a full Saturday in front of us. The stuff's been good. The product has been really, really strong.
Yeah. I mean, a couple of things working for it just out of the gates. 50% color.
Mm-hmm.
We've been seeing across now 50 cases or 49 cases or however many. Right. We've been seeing consistently 50% numbered autos in the product, which is always a win for Bowman. Usually when Bowman struggles, it's because it's 33% numbered autos.
Yeah, and you're seeing them.
And you're seeing 4 per case in
8
per
base
hobby,
autos and 4 colored autos.
Correct. And 50% is really strong. Combine that with actually less players on the checklist. Right? So that means I think it's down to 87 prospects from like 102, which just means that it's easier to hit the better players. So you're going to see that play, have an effect. And that's aside from who the players are and how they're performing and things like that. I think Aiden Miller
going
went off.
Yeah, started out the season, he's crushing.
Right. So. But it's exciting. It's exciting to watch, and it's exciting to have Bowman at a time in the year when the prospects are
it's perfect.
Really rocking.
It's perfect, and we pulled some big cars already. We pulled some. Big
EJ
cars.
asked if the guy on the right is the owner of the company. Yeah.
My right or your right?
Are you on? You're on my right. He's on my right, but I'm on their right.
Yeah.
So
true.
I am. The owner, Tom, is a partner of mine with our Wisconsin crew. I used to brake full time. So in the beginning, Ryan and Tom created the heavens and the earth. Is that blasphemous?
A year, long time ago, ages and ages ago.
Real Brakes 1-1.
Yeah, exactly. Getting techie now with Uncommon.
So Tom and I started Real Brakes in September of 2016, and we just started as a side hustle, like most people who start braking a little bit. We started it as a side hustle. We were lucky to start it before COVID, long before COVID, and actually have built up a decent following before COVID. So when we started, we were only baseball. Like, we didn't even break football and basketball. We literally, because Tom and I are just default baseball fans. It actually took us a couple of years before we were dabbling in
starting to do a little
football.
Bit. And then hockey was way after that.
Who knows about hockey? I mean, we really didn't break hockey until we opened the store. In 2020.
Yeah, once we were able to start getting it with an Upper Deck account.
Yep. So,
Jeff, we got more hockey on the way. We'll probably get something fun with the cup. We tried last night, but it was just mixed in with too much. Just kind of got overswallowed by Bowman. But we'll be doing some more tomorrow night. For sure. We'll have plenty.
Keith asked if we pulled a Pete Rose yet. So I don't think we've hit any retrofractors. Bob Gibson and Pete Rose are the two subjects this year. I have started to see some of them get pulled. The autos for the Pete Rose autos are redemptions, which kind of blows my mind, to be honest.
So I was thinking about that. Yes, but they already have images of the card signed. And the redemption wasn't like a normal redemption. It was like a printed. It was like the debut patch 101s.
Yeah, right. So then the question is are they giving it that white glove service where it's a redemption, but the intention is for it to be a redemption that's already ready for the sake of Topps being able to have a good presentation when they fulfill it.
Right.
Like the Pro Debut
Right.
Patch cards
Yep.
in Topps Chrome Update.
That's exactly what they're doing, 100%.
Yeah.
Which,
Because let's be honest, there's not a human being alive on this planet who has signed their name more than Pete Rose.
correct.
Not one. Not in any industry.
I don't
Not-
know. Cedric Mullins, 2019.
No. Henry Owens.
Henry Owens.
Henry Owens, 2016.
that like if you look at a 1 year time period,
Arguably, Henry Owens, 2016, might be, might be on the verge.
Correct.
But no, in all seriousness, well, Bob Feller is not alive anymore. So Keith brings up a good point.
Bob Feller signed a lot.
Bob Feller has signed more than any human to ever live
Really?
on this earth. So I think these are the qualifications here. Pete Rose has signed more than any other living human.
Okay.
Bob Feller has signed more than any human who has ever lived,
I did not know
which
that.
is actually remarkable. And I'm not kidding you. Out of any industry, any situation, literally anything, no one has signed more than these guys.
Good. I guess fair enough.
Go get
Was
yourselves a Bob Feller.
Was he
auto.
signing? Was it like selling them and stuff like Pete Rose is? Was just signing for kids or what?
He would sign for anything and anyone and for any period.
Because Bob
of
Feller's
time.
obviously older, so it's not like
Yeah.
that. The collectibles market was different then.
No,
when
but
they
he
were
was
around.
signing in the heyday of the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah.
And he just signed. That's why you can go get a Bob Feller auto for like $5.
Don't have any in my collection. I don't think I'll be getting one anytime soon.
Yep. So, speaking of signing, there was a player I saw, was it Skeens, that stayed after the game and signed autos until the very last person who was like in line to get his
I
auto.
didn't see that.
Did you
actually.
see that?
No.
Somebody say in the comments. I know somebody saw this. I'm pretty sure I saw that that Skeens or somebody else literally hung out at the ballpark
That's cool.
for hours after the game to sign for every single last person
Had to have been a big name then.
who wanted their autograph. And there was a picture of a line of people going up the stands in the stadium,
Wow.
waiting. Yeah.
was
Okay,
Skeens.
so it was Skeens. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Great. Now I got to sell all my Paul Skeens autos since he's devaluing his autograph. P Rose 2.0.
Yeah, Bob Feller.
Bob Feller
Bob
2.0.
Feller 2.0. Skeens is the new Bob Feller. So
He's ruining my card value because he's signing for some dumb kids.
Oh man, that's too good.
Skeens he makes his debut tomorrow, I think, right?
Yeah, against
Tomorrow
the Cubs,
That'd be sweet.
and he's been
I hope he just mows him
locked.
down.
He's been
I hope he
locked
just mows
in.
him down.
Yep.
Jake asked if we're going to do a lot of Topps Chrome Platinum. He said that product is so fun.
Yeah, we have a fair amount coming.
Yep.
I'm excited about the release. 1954 is an epic design.
That's so cool.
Epic design. It is last year's rookie class. So Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary is coming out now, but it is a 2023 product.
Yep.
So you're going to have Gunnar and Corbin and Volpe and Adley.
Jordan Walker.
Yep. All of
Yoshida, all
these
these
guys.
guys.
Yep. So different rookie class,
Yep.
which might be kind of fun to go back and explore a little bit.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited about that product.
It'll be sweet.
Should be heavy with numbered stuff, and the color refractors of the 1954 style should look really good.
Yeah, big checklist. So there's so many different guys to chase, and people are going to be doing rainbow chases of random players that
Hall
aren't in
Hall
other
of Famers.
yeah that aren't in other
and-
sets.
yeah.
So that's the only we're gonna have. I'm looking for, and it's not an expensive product either.
Right.
That's a nice thing. It's value wise really really solid.
Right. So another question here was, has anyone in store or in breaks hit a My First Bowman inscribed auto yet? We have not hit one.
Titus drew on one.
Titus made one. Titus made one. Titus took the first auto that he pulled in a break and inscribed on it Titus's first Bowman auto.
It wasn't the first one.
It wasn't the first
No,
one?
the first blue one he saw.
Oh, the first blue one?
Yeah, I think in the 10 case or whatever.
In the 10K. So first blue auto that he saw, he inscribed on it Titus's first Bowman auto.
Yep.
So we just decided to make one. So before you freak out, he signed on the top loader, not on the card. So
Would have been better if he signed on the card.
I've signed cards before.
Yeah.
Have you ever inscribed?
I've signed a couple.
So there are a handful of Henry Owens, Ryan Holland dual autographs.
Oh, you signed an autograph card of Henry Owens?
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure.
I haven't done that yet. No.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, there are at least a dozen Ryan
Dual
Holland, Henry Owens dual autograph cards.
As if that card couldn't be worth less.
A lot of them are high tech. So
16 high tech.
2016 high tech Henry Owens rookie cards
Yeah.
with the Ryan Holland dual auto, and then there are also a fair amount of inscriptions added to autograph signed Henry Owens rookie cards.
Interesting.
Like my hand hurts, 1 of 1, and so I added some inscriptions that were appropriate. I think it makes those cards worth more.
Yeah, maybe we'll start seeing them pop up on eBay sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe you have to die. You might have to die first for those to start selling well.
Great. Great. If any of you guys have any of my custom Henry Owens cards, go find them and drop a picture.
Those are gonna be some old. Yeah, those are old.
Go ahead and post it in the Facebook group, and I'll approve the post. So if any of you guys have any of those old Henry Owens custom,
I kind of want to see some of them.
Yep, they're good. So awesome. Well, we're an open book as always. We like to start off the Q&A session just kind of talking about current events and all the happenings going around. But while we're doing that, feel free to drop questions into the feed. Like I said, open book. We love sharing with you guys about our brakes operation. We love sharing with you guys about our store operation, about product knowledge and insights into Fanatics and the other partners that we have, into Uncommon and the app and just what it's like to build an app or what ideas that you have about the app, all of those kinds of things. So feel free to keep those questions popping. We might not get to them immediately in the feed if we're talking about something else, but we do try to go back and catch all those questions when we get a chance. I did want to touch base on that first Bowman because I saw one of our group members in a different group, Brad Newton, posted a question about the first Bowman inscriptions.
Right.
And you and I disagree a little bit.
Yeah, I just saw your reply right before we went live.
You and I kind of disagree a little bit on it.
Which, do you have more insight than I do, or have you talked to Tops about any of that, or no? Or are you just assuming
not
they're
not specifically about that inscription, but on inscriptions in general, yes.
Got it.
So,
the question. So Brad posed a question. He just posted in one of the groups.
Yep.
Asked the question about my first Bowman autos and said, "Hey, I'm curious. Is there an order that players have signed? Have they done this in the past where they've always started with like the blue autos or et cetera?" And I think he was trying to get at like, could I go back and try to find the 1 of 150 to have that? Is that their first ever card signed? And was asking about that.
Yeah. So your response was kind of based on historical Tops.
Yeah. Because so we've got you guys obviously have heard. Most of you have heard about Trent Palmer, Titus and mine's buddy from in the Blue Jays organization, signed in 2020 Bowman draft. And from what I remember hearing about him signing and everything, they get everything shipped. They're all in the boxes. They have the test dummy card that says sign here, and then they just go to town. They can sign in whatever order they want.
They can sign their superfractor first.
Could literally sign, yeah, exactly.
Sign base card first.
Yep. Get some practice in on the base card, then sign a superfractor before your hand hurts too much. And I didn't think that in this instance with the new addition of the My First Bowman auto inscription that they specifically signed that one first.
Yeah.
Out of all the cards.
So based on what I've talked to Topps about inscriptions is they do have an intentional program for inscriptions. Now, whether or not the athletes follow that program is the question and the variable, right? But I would say that it's likely that Topps, when they provided the box of cards to these athletes, gave the athletes instructions to sign the 1 of 150 first,
right,
and inscribe it as My First Bowman auto, right? Now, does that mean that that's exactly what happened? I don't know. I mean, it's entirely possible the guy, got the box and signed all of his base cards and then got the 1 of 150 and he's like, oh crap, that was supposed to be the first one I signed, and just inscribed it anyways, right? I mean, that's entirely possible. But we do know, from the past that sometimes athletes just take liberties themselves to inscribe things or doodle on cards or, different things like that. I mean, we saw Benny Montgomery is a perfect example.
He was the first one to do it.
He was kind of the first guy to do this, where he's starting to do doodles and inscriptions on his first Bowman autos himself without prompting from Topps. I think Topps likes it, but I think they want to rein it in and have it be a controlled process. And obviously, when they can have things like the 1 of 50 and have it consistent across players, that adds a lot of value. I mean, that becomes a new 1 of 1 chase. In the product, right? And so I actually at the Topps conference had an opportunity to talk to the director of product management for baseball, and just talk. And I specifically brought up the concept or this whole thing of inscriptions. And one of my pieces of feedback was, and this is kind of in response to the Wemby 1 of 1 in Dynasty.
Okay.
So in the Wemby 1 of 1 in Dynasty, he drew a bunch of like doodly pictures on it.
Yeah, you don't do that on the 1 of 1.
And that's exactly my feeling is like, I love inscriptions. That's actually my PC is nickname inscriptions, right? I love inscriptions because of the uniqueness that it ascribes to that item. But I hate inscriptions on something that's a 1 of 1.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, that card is already of 1 of 1. Let's just sign it and let it be a 1 of 1, right? Like, if they want to doodle or add some personal flair to a card, let's have it be one of the other cards. So that now there's a new 1 of 1.
Well, like they did that perfectly with Tom Brady and Bowman Draft. Like
100%.
Adding the Superfractor auto, just a straight auto, clean, perfect, right? It's a Superfractor, don't even mess with it. And then you have the 12 of 50, the jersey number, whatever, but then adding the inscriptions on
to that one.
Correct. It makes it a bigger chase than it ever would be otherwise.
100%.
Same thing in Dynasty. If Wemby had doodled on the 1 out of 10, just a base 1 out of 10, now you have the 1 of 1 to chase, and you have this massive 1 of 10 doodle inscription
right, to chase. Yeah, it adds. Like, and the Superfractor Brady has been pulled. To our knowledge and to the market's knowledge, the 12 of 50 has not.
Right.
So that 1 of 1 inscription chase is still out there. And it has a bounty on it still.
Yeah, massive one.
So about time to open the rest of our cases.
I know, we got to go through all that Bowman Draft and just rip through it all.
How much Bowman Draft is left? So
can't be too much.
I don't know. Bowman Draft, Bowman
dual case? 100%.
Bowman, 24 Bowman, 23 Bowman Draft dual caser.
We definitely get into that. That'd be fun.
So that we get a little, oh man, that makes the Nationals even more bonkers.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. You can almost split them up into 2 teams, like Nationals and draft case.
We did have Brady as its own spot in draft a lot of the times.
Yeah, but I think you just keep it by product. You'd be like Nationals in Bowman, Nationals in Bowman Draft.
Oh, that's interesting too.
Because then you have the Brady chase and the other Nationals in draft, which isn't anyone massive.
So you get an extra spot out of it.
And then obviously the National spot in 24 Bowman is the best spot.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, we can mess around with that.
Yeah.
But Yeah, no, I agree. And Topps did really well with having it be the 1 of 150. I think my question with it was like the Wemby green, where Ruben posted the picture with them, is like my first ever autograph card.
Yep.
I took that differently because the inscription was my first ever autograph card compared to my first Bowman auto. So I didn't know if the intent was different there to have that be their first actual autograph, or
I think
just
it is.
or just to say like my first Bowman auto.
I think the intent is that's the first one that they signed.
Okay.
Again, whether or not the player got that done is, up for debate.
Right.
Somebody asked, where is it? A Terry Ryan fan said, do they have a Topps rep with the big names to watch them sign? So in many cases, yes. Sometimes it's a third parties, and it's not a direct like Topps employee flying across the country. But if it's not a direct Topps employee that is there, it is somebody hired by Topps, to witness. That's why, on the back it generally says witnessed by a Topps representative. That means that is somebody there witnessing it on behalf of Topps. So yeah, sometimes that could be like the player's agent, or Topps contracts with the player's agent to make sure that it's witnessed and things like that. So there's a little bit of flexibility there, but enough governance to make sure that it's legit. Sometimes things slip through. I mean, we saw the Randy Arozarena was probably the most notable recent one. The Arozarena Austin Meadows dual auto from Definitive, was that 2 years ago?
22 Definitive, maybe something like that.
And Topps was on that immediately and fixed that situation beautifully.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, there's been some rumblings of some other ones. Like Anthony Richardson had a couple rumblings this year. Is the most recent
on his Prism autos.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, that probably is a good segue into Jose's question. Can you talk about industry myths or misconceptions in general? And there's a million of them you can talk about.
Well, I'll tell you this. One of them, Topps just handled.
Which one?
Last week. And they announced it at the conference.
Oh, okay.
One of the myths.
Yeah.
And, the one of the big myths out there right now is that Topps intentionally sends specific boxes that they know to have certain hits to certain breakers or dealers or influencers and that Topps is controlling who gets what kind of cards.
Right.
And that's a pretty big conspiracy theory, right? We talked about people in our industry and sports fans in general just liking, just having that superstition and conspiracy bug a little bit. And so that's one of the things that people have kind of grasped onto. And Topps actually went out, hired KPMG. Did you see this?
I did see that. I saw the article. Yeah.
Topps went out, hired KPMG.
It's a massive firm.
If you don't know who KPMG is, Google it. They are one of the world's largest accounting and auditing firms out there. And they hired KPMG to go into the manufacturing facility and audit the randomness of manufacturing and distribution of the entire process. And publish their report, saying this is a truly random process. There's no manipulation of this. And so here you have one of the world's largest auditing companies out there going in and authenticating the randomness of this manufacturing and distribution process. And honestly, that should put the nail in the coffin of that conspiracy. Will it continue to live on? Yeah, that just tells you that you don't believe everything that you see on social media. Right? So, I mean, yeah.
You'll still see on every single Topps post of a big card, oh well, of course breakers hit this, or but that's the other thing with debunking that, like, of course breakers are hitting stuff because
90% of the narrative has been, breakers are getting all the hits, and then the Walker Jenkins Superfractor Auto was hit yesterday, and somebody posted it and said, oh, of course, and it was a shop. It was hit in a local card shop. Somebody posted it and said, well, of course it went to a local card shop, right? It's like, where's it supposed to go?
In a blaster.
If it doesn't go to a breaker and it doesn't go to a local card shop, where is it supposed to go? Like
blasters only.
Like, it's like if it's upper deck, it's like, well, of course it got hit on EPAC. Like, right. I mean, come on, guys. Yeah, let's be honest.
There's always something with that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, breakers in general are ripping the vast majority of cases, right? And the truth is only the good stuff gets posted on social media. We don't make a habit of posting all of the bad cards or the tough cases or the cases that Jake's in. Yep. We don't post those cases on social media.
Or some of the cases that you rip.
Or people would never do this ever again. Or some of my personal cases.
Right? Ryan's taking some bullets for you guys.
Oof. The reality is if they were sending specific cases to breakers, you might never see those cards because the breakers would just be opening themselves.
Yeah, think about that. If they did that, that gets really grimy.
I mean, there are a lot of shady people in this industry, dealers and breakers included.
Right.
And at the end of the day, there would be breakers opening the crap for themselves without a doubt.
Yep.
It's been an issue in the past.
Yep.
So. It's the same thing, we've talked about this for years with collectors not buying loose boxes online for products that have hits that weigh more than others.
Yeah.
Don't do it, guys. You can't buy loose, impeccable football boxes
and expect to hit a gold bar.
and from eBay and expect to hit a gold bar.
Yeah.
It's just not going to happen. You can't buy a loose box of triple threads on eBay or from some dealer that you don't know, even a shop, online, and expect to hit a Deca booklet.
Yep.
That box weighs 3 times
Heritage and a hot
the
box
other boxes
on a completely separate level.
Yeah.
It's so easy to weigh. They're just heavier.
You can feel it. When we open it, like when we dump a Heritage case and the 12 boxes onto the desk in front of us for a break, we can pick up the Heritage hot box, and the only difference is a purple refractors.
Yep.
And we can tell the difference just picking it up on which box has all of the purple refractors in it and which one does not.
Yep.
Right? So, like, you guys, you gotta buy from people that you trust and that are happy when you guys hit these cards.
Yep.
Same thing with mixers, right?
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
With mixers. When we do mixers and we put 8 different boxes on the table, you have to be able to trust us that we are not either intentionally excluding or including boxes that weigh more than that. It's a purely random selection process of which boxes come off the shelf or out of the case into that mixer. And I will tell you, there is a small group of dealers that I would trust with that.
Yep.
Small group. And, the truth is I'm not, it's tough to stereotype. You know what I'm never buying a mixer on?
I don't know if you want to name drop it or not.
No, I am never buying a mixer on Whatnot.
Yeah, especially from 99% of
not a chance
there.
Not a chance.
Yep.
That I am trusting the random guy opening products.
Yeah,
100%. To do that.
You can't.
It's too big of a temptation.
It's just too easy too. It is way too easy.
It's too easy.
Yeah. Yep. That goes with everything. Just buy who you trust from. That's we were talking about that the other day. It's like someone who came in said they were kind of new to Uncommon, had broke with a few other dealers, and was dealing with a missing card that they were kind of giving them the runaround on. I was like, well, kind of reiterated our policy for missing cards, where we're replacing the value of the card if anything were to happen. And at the end of the day, if you're not buying from us, just buy someone you trust from, because we don't want to see anyone get taken advantage of.
No, I mean, obviously there's a chase element and a thrill of the chase in what we do for breaks and for ripping wax in boxes in the store. It's the same thrill of the chase. At the end of the day, we want everybody to win.
Right.
We want all of you guys to win. And if we could do it in some way where everybody wins, we would. Because that's what keeps you coming back for more, right? So, except for Jake. But yeah, I mean, that's just the industry. I mean, so Chris says, you'd buy anything on Whatnot? Actually, there is something that I would buy on Whatnot. Can you guess what I would buy on Whatnot?
I actually don't have an idea. And that's not me saying that from like, I don't necessarily take the position of hating Whatnot as a whole. Like, there's some good dealers on there, and there's some, like, they do some cool things. And even outside of cards, they do some shoes, stuff like that. I don't know what you'd buy, though.
I have seen singles shows.
Yeah, some of those singles guys go crazy.
And they get rocked on some of the stuff.
Yeah.
Just rocked because auctions on Whatnot are just a factor of how many people are watching.
Right.
And I have seen people get absolutely rocked on singles.
Yep.
Where, it does not get bid up anywhere near what that card is worth.
Yep.
And so if there's something that you could win at on Whatnot,
it'd probably be a live auction.
It would be a live auction of singles.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, there's been
hopefully
a lot of
they ship it.
Side.
Hopefully they ship it, right?
I don't know. I'm saying on the flip side, there's been a lot of individuals that have got taken advantage of on Whatnot for buying singles too. You gotta be a little picky.
Banyan said, a putter. Yeah. I for sure would not buy a Rolex. Banyan said, oh yeah, Rolexes. You could buy Rolexes on there. Are you kidding me? You know how many fake Rolexes there are out there in the world?
The dude in his basement.
This is the jeweler right here, right? I mean, if anyone knows how many fake Rolexes are out there, it's John.
I'm buying some VVS diamond chains on Whatnot tonight, John, just because you said that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going straight VVS.
Gross. Gross. All right. Have you seen any other questions while we've been popping?
Oh, so John asked, this isn't necessarily a topic I can talk on. Maybe you can. Eric Whiteback, which I don't even think that's his real name.
That's not his real name.
Yeah, the dude who is definitely now working for Topps,
yep.
Even though everyone on social media kind of hates his guts.
Yeah, I mean,
at least the feedback I've seen on Twitter is that this is a guy that had a social media account, sold it to F. Jerry, which is a big publishing. I forget what else they had, but
big content.
Yeah,
house,
big content house. Yep. But he had this collectibles guru Twitter where he would basically just be reposting a lot of allegations and proof about stealing content.
I think part of it was, social media is about sharing and resharing content. And I think a big part that people didn't love about him is he didn't always give credit to the originator of the content.
Yeah, Chris kind of hit the nail on the head there. Hobby Twitter hates him.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen much good stuff talked about that account or him.
Yeah, so I think that was a big part of it is best practice and expected practice on social media is that when you share something, you credit the initial source or the creator of the content.
Yeah.
And he had a bad habit of not always doing that.
Yep.
He was hired as the social media person for Fanatics. He gave a presentation at the conference.
Oh, did he?
There was some good stuff in that presentation just around social media strategy and content and things like that. And he'll have an influence on Topps and Fanatics' social media presence. And from what I've seen, it's actually been good so far.
It's been really good, to be honest.
Topps has been engaging with their dealers and breakers a lot more.
Replying
to collectors, sharing dealers stuff, collaborating, actually giving like sneak peeks, like things that Topps would normally be the ones to publish themselves, sharing the ability to do that with other dealers. You know, they've really identified some accounts out there that have specific followings, like 1 million Cubs cards. Bo had the opportunity, the owner of that account had the opportunity to share first looks at some Cubs cards in Bowman. And Ted Schwartzler, local Minnesota Twins media guy, covers all kinds of things Twins, had the same opportunity to share first images of some Walker Jenkins and Twins stuff. And so they're kind of doing that and giving other accounts the ability to do these first look type releases. I love that kind of stuff. I think that's really cool.
It's good. It's good for the hobby to have more stuff like that. Like they've been doing, he's been posting the top chases in a product or like a release calendar and all that sort of stuff, which the more content we can get from Topps, the better, I think.
Right. Yep, exactly.
So, did you see the Aiden Miller thing yesterday? Did you see that or no?
Oh, where Aiden Miller went on Twitter and asked for some free boxes. I saw that he got pounded a little bit because people were like, oh yeah, the millionaire asks for, signs a $3.1 million contract and asks for free boxes, and Topps gives him free boxes, but he can't, Topps can't give the poor man free boxes. So I think, the reality is Topps gives boxes to influencers and athletes for different reasons than customer service, because they're trying to further the reach of the industry. And if Topps gives Aiden Miller a couple of boxes and there's an athlete that's excited about cards and posting about cards, then Topps' expectation is that investment in those couple of boxes brings more people into the industry.
People that aren't necessarily card people. That's
they're not card people, but
Phillies fans and
Phillies fans that follow Aiden Miller, that aren't Cards fans, that are like, oh, what's that? Oh, maybe I can go get an Aiden Miller card too. And so that's why they do that. There's a place in the industry for that. Whether or not the best way to go about it is for an athlete to ask for it on social media is like up for debate. But it's here to stay. They're gonna do that. But I'll tell you this: 5 years ago, in this industry, none of these Bowman athletes at all, and even I remember specifically going to the rookie premiere the year that Baker Mayfield and Saquon Barkley and these guys, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen was in it.
This was a 2018, so 6 years ago, a Panini rookie premiere, and got to spend time with these athletes. They were answering questions on a panel. One of the questions asked was, do you guys collect football cards? And, did you collect as a kid? And none of them collected as a kid. Mm-hmm. They all said, well, yeah, I think I did a little bit of Pokemon. None of them collected sports cards as a kid, and none of them collect or had any interest in cards today. Mm-hmm. And I really attribute the shift that we are seeing a lot of athletes, starting with Bowman prospects, being interested in collecting. I attribute that to Fanatics. I believe that is Fanatics' relationship with these athletes, having conversations about trading cards and getting them excited. I mean, Fanatics, before trading cards, was an athlete relationship company.
Right.
With autographed memorabilia, Fanatics, and jerseys and things like that. Fanatics historically has been in the business of making money for these athletes.
Right.
And I think that relationship has drawn people into cards that maybe wouldn't have otherwise been drawn into cards.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. My first initial reaction is to be really contrarian to that and say I think there's a shift going on before that of guys that wanted to, but I think I agree with them definitely pushing that limit with the athletes they're involved with way more.
Look at Tom Brady is a perfect example.
Yeah, 100%.
Tom Brady is a perfect example of this.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady could care less 2 years ago about trading cards and honestly signed as little as humanly possible for Panini.
Right.
We would see about maybe 10 autographs.
It's like 5 autos every other product.
Every other football product.
Yeah.
And now he's hanging out with Michael Rubin and getting excited about cards.
How much of a
he
big event
he did an appearance for
at a card shop.
on behalf of Fanatics
right.
at a card shop for hobby Rip Night.
Yeah.
He's done other trading card things.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, this is somebody who's more interested in trading cards than he ever has been in the past.
Yep, 100%.
And so I think it's a prime example of that. LeBron James has had zero interest in trading cards and signing autographs on trading cards until Fanatics.
Yeah, I mean, his pieces.
Now he gets to sign some cards with his son. Topps just announced at the Topps conference that they signed him as a signer for Topps basketball products coming out.
Right.
Like, this is a Fanatics deal.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen without Fanatics.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Jake, to be fair, like, it doesn't really matter if Brady cares at all. The fact of the matter is, Brady being interested in showing off cards, LeBron being interested in showing off cards, like, that is the stuff that 100% gets the younger generation going, whether they're, Bowman athletes or not. Like, it's the whole aura that cards are cool again.
Yeah. Right.
That's exactly what it is. If they're, it's we've seen it trickle down from everything forever, and now it's just in cards, more, just more related to cards.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
100%. Timo brought up something real quick to switch gears about Blue Diamonds. Blue Diamond number 1 did not get canceled. The drop window had closed, but it sounds like it airing it out. There's nothing to watch with that. We'll have some content coming out with that, with us packing everything. There's no video to watch with it because it's just you ordered it and you'll get your package. But can you send Tim? Can you send me a PM with kind of what you're saying? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, even some screenshots.
Yeah.
It should. Again, Blue Diamonds, these drops are brand new. It should show up in your order history with the ability to see the drop.
Yep.
So we just need to make sure that everything with that drop is correct.
Yep.
And if that means we got to go in and fix it so it shows up right once it's closed, then we'll do that. But we almost 100.
Yeah.
We had almost 100 MagPro bundles
really close.
ordered as a part of that Blue Diamond drop. So there was mixed feedback on it. Some people loved it. We had people that, we limited it to 1 per person. We had some people who were like, I wish I could buy more.
Yep.
And
Keith, if you're still watching, I apologize I didn't message you back, but this is the answer right here.
Yeah, so we had some people reach out and be like, hey, I wish I could buy more than 1 bundle because it's only limited to 1. And then we had some people like, this is a crappy way to spend diamonds. Mm-hmm. And the reality way is we're going to have that spectrum on every diamond drop that we do.
Yep.
And it's the same philosophy as Topps with different releases. Topps doesn't make 30 products because they expect everyone to like all 30 products. They make 30 products because they know everyone likes something a little bit different. So bear with us as we roll out the new Blue Diamonds program and try different things and try, try different price points for diamonds, try different types of items that you can do, that you can exchange for, and so bear with us as we do that and provide feedback.
That's the main thing. We want to hear from you guys.
Feedback. Yeah, this program is for you. We literally spent about $100,000 to develop Blue Diamonds on the app So and it doesn't make us any money. In fact, we give doing a rewards program enables us to give money back or value back to you guys. So we invested money so that we could give you guys something more, which means that you guys are going to be the biggest influence on how that takes shape. So give us the feedback. Tell us what kind of things you'd like to see as drops. We've kind of got the next couple of months planned out. And we're just testing different things and different price points and different types of merch and different types of kits and things like that. If you don't like it, that's fine. Pass and wait for the next one. But definitely give us feedback on it so that we can use that feedback to shape the future of what Blue Diamonds is.
Yep.
So
100%. Game changer. Appreciate you. Just complimenting a comment on the or just overall. Keith asked if they're going to ship with cards or separate. I'm assuming most of them will ship separately.
Yeah.
So especially something that like the Mag Pros are going to be prepackaged because we're going to be blind inserting the pool holes and some of the other little chase giveaways.
Yes, the chases. So the way we're doing this when these things have chases, we're actually packaging them all up in advance. And some of them will be packaged with one of them will be packaged with the pool holes cards. The chase cards will be packaged in there already.
And we're going to mix them all up.
And sealed and taped and mixed. And then we're just going to slap labels on them. And so that's how we're doing the randomness of who gets the chase cards. Because what we don't want is we're packaging it as we go and shipping individual orders and then putting chase cards in because it doesn't feel random enough. Like, we don't want there to be any possibility of chase cards going to specific people. So we're going to have them all prepackaged and then just label slap. So they will ship separately from break orders and things like that. So,
Yep. Cool. All right. Art Billy, I think, is up next. What up, Andy? With all the buy-sell trade events, have you organized any sort of Rolodex of customers? I don't think we have a Rolodex in the store, to be honest. You ever use a Rolodex? You're old. You probably used a lot.
I've used a Rolodex, a card catalog.
A card catalog.
You don't know what a card catalog is?
No. Like a Beckett?
No. A card catalog would be like at libraries. Like libraries would have card catalogs.
Honestly, I cannot tell you the last time I set foot in a library. Well, that's another conversation probably.
A school
100%.
Library?
Yeah, that's probably the last time.
Yeah. So card catalogs were like alphabetized, catalog, like big. We'll have to show you what it looks like, but it's literally like these drawers that would have cards that were alphabetical, to allow you to find and research different things.
So what information is in there? Like anything?
Yeah,
like a filing cabinet you're talking about?
It's kind of like a filing cabinet, yeah. It's kind of like a filing cabinet, except for like the drawers are like that big.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. We had this thing growing up when I was growing up called Google.
I remember, so this will date me from a technology standpoint. I remember my first field sales job where I was traveling for sales and I had like a multi-state territory.
Okay.
And I was kind of the youngest guy in this role in this company, and the other sales reps were 20 years older than me. Here I'm 23 doing this, and the other guys were in their 40s, and these guys were used to navigating and planning out their trips to visit their customers using maps, actually like fold up maps.
That's wild.
And at the time there wasn't even like Garmin or any of that.
Yeah.
So I was using MapQuest and printing out the directions.
Yeah,
right?
I do remember MapQuest because it's like I played hockey growing up or baseball, and like going to these different rinks or these different fields, if it was a tournament, whatever, my dad would go on Google or go on the internet, print out a MapQuest with all the long list of directions, and I'd be holding that, like telling them directions.
That was it. And I would have, I'd go out for the week traveling around the state of Ohio and have like a stack of MapQuests
That's crazy.
printed out to get to each location, you know. And but I was cutting edge.
Yeah.
Like these other guys were like
legit using
legit like using the big map books to navigate to certain places.
It's crazy how close we still are to the Stone Age.
That wasn't that long ago.
That's what I'm saying. That's wild. That's weird for me to think about.
That was 20 years. That was less than 20 years ago.
Yep. That is wild.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, Andy, what was your question again? We got to start talking about the Rolodex. You just got all nostalgic on me. Will there ever be a pipeline type feature you would support through the shop for a finder's fee type situation?
What was that question?
I'm pretty focused on Twitter and eBay personally, but don't necessarily do as much locally because I don't really want to chase shows or set up at shows.
What was the question?
Have you organized any sort of
Rolodex.
list of customers active collecting?
Oh, that's actually
Focuses.
so go back to that. I want to see that. What he's talking about here is
like having a list
a community feature. Right?
We thought about that a little bit.
And so I saw somebody else ask, like, what's the next big feature development?
Yeah.
And the next big one that we're going to tackle is a set of community features, right? And part of the community features that includes is exactly that. All of you guys on Uncommon will actually have collector profiles. So outside of just kind of your account, you'll get collector profiles. You'll have the ability to talk about your favorite cards or the teams that you collect, or some personalization aspects of your collector profile. And then you'll be able to interact directly with other collectors on the platform. Through friends lists and direct messaging,
even
and
like a local Minnesota chat.
Then and then the next stage is like Discord style message boards and forums, where there are going to be community chats, and they could be local chats, or Minnesota chat or Wisconsin chat or Bowman Chrome chat. Bowman Prospector chat. And so we're going to have some integrated into the app community features that are where you can communicate and engage in conversation with other collectors, and then ultimately facilitate deals with other collectors down the road. So that is a high priority future feature that we are looking to build. So I think that speaks directly to that question. It's not a Rolodex. It's a community feature that we are planning to build and integrate into the app. I'm super excited for that, because when we moved from Facebook onto the app, I feel like that community aspect, that Facebook is really good at community. Yep. Facebook is really good at friends lists and private messages and group messages and things like that. Yep. And that's a piece that we lost a little bit, moving from Facebook to the app. And but we can solve that with new features. And so that's a big investment. And like I said, I mean, we're an open book. It's going to cost us about $300,000 to build what we want to build
in full scale, and have it be used.
That gets rolled out. That gets rolled out in small little pieces and chunks, of different features. But yes, that's exactly an investment that we are planning to make this platform better. At the end of the day, this is what we're doing. We're like, yes, we make great money as breakers and as a business because we sell a lot of volume of product. I mean, we're 50 Bowman cases in, and we make pretty good money on Bowman cases. But, that's not just going into our pockets. We're pouring that back into the app and into the business to bring you guys better features and everything like that. And your ideas, again, influence all of those features. But ultimately, we want our app to be a great community platform for you guys that you feel provides a lot of value. So
I'm excited for that. I'll get going. And that'll be into 25 probably, right?
Yeah, that's rolling out into,
because this is now that we're done with Blue Diamond Rewards. We've got a couple other things that we have working on right now, notifications being fixed. And so the next thing to start, like, it hasn't really, like, discussions have started, but the actual work for it will not start for a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, right now what we're doing, I'm going to just tell them kind of where we're at with the platform and what we're working on and building, is we're in the process of white labeling our software so that other breakers can license it. So we actually signed our first 2 licensing contracts with other breakers. So there are 2 breakers that in the next 2 months are going to be rolling out their own branded app using our software. One of those breakers will be migrating from a Facebook group onto his own app. And one of the other breakers is going to be replacing a Shopify website with their own app. And so that's kind of what we're working on right now. At the end of the day, we think that's going to help elevate other breakers, but also provides a little bit of additional revenue for us. To build out some of these features, right? So we're going to have some other breakers that are paying licensing fees to us, and those dollars fund new feature development and things like that.
Yep.
So we're launching the first 2 guys in the next 2 months.
Yep. And it's like, John, it's like franchising, but because they're getting their own apps. So, I mean, initially we had kind of intended for people to come on to Uncommon and have Uncommon be
a marketplace like a Whatnot or a Fanatics Live.
Right. We've seen how that's, kind of playing out in the market, and we just want to be a little bit different than that.
We've seen some of the negative aspects of that for dealers.
Yep.
And we decided that enabling dealers to have control of their own fate.
Yep.
By managing their own direct sales channel, and empowering them to have control over their business, is something that I'm more passionate about than getting everybody selling side by side on Uncommon.
Yep.
So Uncommon is actually going to be rebranding. This app that you guys are on right now is going to actually be rebranding as the Real Sports Cards app in the coming months. You won't have to do anything. It's just ultimately going to eventually here transition, and it'll show up when you open it as the Real Sports Cards app instead of the Uncommon app. Uncommon ultimately then is just the software company that's licensing the software to Real Sports Cards and these other breakers. We're onboarding 2 in the next couple of months, and then we'd like to onboard 2 more in the 4th quarter of this year, so that we've got 4 breakers kind of feeding that future feature development pipeline, and then we can kind of go hard on new feature development and bringing some of those things to you guys. So we're excited about it. It's going to accelerate the speed that we can bring new features and those community features and things like that to you guys, at the same time as empowering other dealers to take their businesses to the next level. So So don't be surprised if if in the coming months you see another breaker make an announcement that they're launching their own app, and you're like, oh, that looks familiar.
Looks similar.
that looks really familiar. So they didn't steal it. We'll just say that they didn't steal it from us.
Yeah.
They're licensing it from us, and their participation in that supports this whole ecosystem.
Yeah. So timeline of stuff. So we got that coming. Is the main thing that our team is working on right now.
That's the main focus right now.
Yep. Finishing up notifications a little bit right now.
Yep. We're gonna be We're going to be doing, obviously continuing to focus on small features through the second half of this year, possibly onboarding a couple of more people. So and then really kicking off heading into 2025 with the goal of really tackling those community features. So
I think Ryan had a guess there.
Ryan, I'm not stealing anybody's thunder. I'm going to let these breakers make their own big marketing announcements. So,
all
right. Let's see. Jeff said, "Do you know when Triple Threads is coming out?" 2023 Triple Threads was canceled as Topps is trying to catch up the release calendar. But they are bringing back Triple Threads for the 2024 year. So we don't have a date on that. It usually is later in the year, but that's where Triple Threads is at.
Mike said the library is a building with books.
Right.
John wants us to, when we get some merch and some hoodies, remember the big boned folks. We have to already, but anytime we do merch for like us, we have to get like a 5X for Tom. So.
Right. Yeah, for sure. We got Tom on the staff.
It was like 7'5", 350.
So a funny story though, like the first time we ever ordered shirts.
Yeah.
So Tom and I mean, this must have been 2017.
That's before me, for sure.
It was 2017. At the time we were still Keep It Real Breaks. And so some of you guys raise your hand or say something in the chat if you have a Keep It Real Breaks t-shirt. But we did Keep It Real Breaks t-shirts, and we ordered like 500 shirts, and we ordered the range of sizes that is like normal, like
average size.
We researched like we literally like Googled like what's the normal spread of shirts that a retail store would order for this, so that we could be smart, right? We wanted to be smart about the size distribution that we ordered. And so we did like the industry standard size distribution of t-shirts. Totally incorrect. Let's just say we had
some smalls available.
I still have a box of smalls and mediums and larges of Keep It Real Break shirts that we probably should just ship to Africa.
Yeah.
Right? And man, were we short on 2X, 3X, and 4X t-shirts. So safe to say our industry defies the normatives of size distribution on apparel. And we will take that into consideration for our future merch drops.
At least we know.
I can say that the first category of apparel that we will be bringing to Blue Diamond Rewards drops are hats, which are this might just be a demo, so we've got something fun up our sleeves for hats.
Yeah.
But they're a little bit easier to do on the sizing.
One size fits all.
Yeah.
Adjustable snapbacks.
Whoop. A little easier on the sizing side of things. So 7 3/4.
Yeah, you got a big head.
I got a big head. 7 3/4 leaves me only 3 pins.
That's enough.
Right?
There's plenty there.
So that covers sizing a little bit more easily for people. So
Andy, you saw the koozies already? That might be my favorite. I don't know. Just personally, that might be one of my favorite drops.
He was nerding out yesterday.
Yep, I like
over the Real Sports Cards koozie package.
Yep.
Or is it just the mini USA flag for Memorial Day that you're looking forward to getting in that kit?
Yep, that too.
Yep.
I like being patriotic, and I can confirm that the bottle openers do work.
Oh, you already used the bottle opener.
100%. Can confirm.
I don't know. I think you might have to get punished for using a bottle opener before release day.
Oh, that's true. I'm gonna lose my account.
You are gonna lose your account because release day is not for another week on the koozie kit that has the bottle opener.
It's product research.
Quality control testing.
Quality control. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Quality control testing. And I should use that for like Bowman when it shows up the day before.
Yeah, 100%.
Quality control, guys. Sorry, I got to open some just to make sure it's good.
I mean, some people would argue that. I'm not gonna say
I feel like Topps should let me do that.
Yep.
Yep.
We gotta check out the product.
For sure.
Gotta test it out.
I'm gonna call my Topps rep and be like, so yeah, in the spirit of being a good partner with Topps, I feel the need to open one of these cases for myself a day early, just to make sure that I can provide adequate feedback to you as a good partner of how the quality of the Bowman product is. You think that would work?
And can you tell me which case the superfractor is in?
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
All right, well, it's about 10:30 here. About an hour and a half already. Do we have any final questions? We got. We'll be meeting with Steve here in a little bit to go over some uncommon stuff. I don't think we have anything really big to touch on here. Obviously, I saw a couple things about the Blue Diamond after it was completed, so we'll look into that. Drafted teams are back and working. I think Tom has got a drafted team break this afternoon. Yeah, that is up and filling right now. Actually, drafted team.
I can't
51.
I can't stress it enough, guys. Drafted teams format is a superior format in which you will always do better than you would have otherwise done in a random team break.
We can actually look to see.
So spend the time to get familiar with the drafted teams format and take advantage of how that feature is better than a traditional random.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I can't stress that enough.
Yep, 100%. Yeah, we look at last night. We did the first Bowman drafted. 6th spot got the Phillies, which was their 4th choice, so they did 2 better than they would have otherwise. The Dodgers went with the 11th choice, which that was that person's 8th choice, so they did 3 better. Giants went up 1. Orioles went up 1. I'm really curious to see where the paper base ended up.
It ended up in 13, so it didn't move.
It didn't move?
Nobody's figured out my paper base hack yet.
I think you got to tell them.
I'm not going to tell them. I'm not going to tell them the paper base hack.
Yeah.
If I tell them all the paper base hack, then
we can say what you shouldn't do with the paper base is drop it all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
And it may or may not have something to do
with the fact that it does have a buyback on it.
Correct.
So strategically, there may be a better place to put the paper spot.
Yep. You can leave it at that, probably.
We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there for the strategic ones.
Yep.
In the chat.
Jake, we'll be getting, about Blue Diamond Rewards, we'll probably end up shipping them all out on Monday. So I'd say sometime early next week is probably going to be the best time to come pick it up. It might be, I'll shoot you a message if it's available this weekend, but we're probably going to be packaging them up and getting them set sometime this weekend. So if you just wanted to stop in and grab it next week, that'd be probably best.
Bingo.
Are the Twins dropping their City Connectors today?
Ooh, I don't know.
All right. I'm not even going to get excited. The City Connect jerseys overall have been massively disappointing for me.
This year?
All of them.
All of them?
All
ever?
3 years, yep.
Oh, for the Twins?
No. The City, they did the new redesign jerseys.
Yeah.
But all the Nike, they did the Phillies one.
So
that
all of the teams that you've seen so far?
Overall, the entire program has been disappointing. There's only been a couple of jerseys that I've really liked. I think of how well the NBA does some of those heritage type jerseys, or besides the Timberwolves last year, which was arguably the worst jerseys I've ever seen in my entire life. But I just don't think that they have been done well overall. Okay. There's a couple gems. The Tampa Bay runs were sick with did you see the skating, the Devil Ray on the skateboard?
No. I didn't see that one.
Epic logo. Those ones are cool. The Angels ones, that cream with the old school feel was really sweet. But then the Marlins was really good with the Sugar Kings.
So you would say that in general, the minor league theme night jerseys have been better than the major league City Connect jerseys.
Some of the City Connect jerseys are bad. The Boston one, the Red Sox one, that blue and yellow, garbage. The Phillies ones I don't like. There's just a lot of them. I don't know. Maybe I'm just pessimistic.
Emil is our resident fit expert. So, you know, I have no style at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wear the same thing every day. I wear a polo shirt and jeans or shorts and a hat. Literally the same thing every day.
Maybe I'm just picky. I don't know.
And, you know, I don't care what I look. I don't care what I look like anymore. I mean, how many people are with me? Like, I don't give a crap what I look like anymore. I don't have anybody to impress.
Did that
you
change?
still have to get somebody on the hook to marry you.
Yeah, that hasn't happened yet.
Right?
Yep.
So
I still gotta try a little bit.
I already tricked my wife.
Was that a change when you hit like 60? Did you stop caring a little bit?
Yeah. I stopped. You know what? You know when I stopped caring about what I look like is when I fully came to grips with how awesome of a person I am. And
I don't think those are mutually exclusive.
It is like I'm such a great person that it really doesn't matter what I wear. I'm just that likable.
I don't know. You started caring about looks. You're back in the gym. You're in the gym more than me.
I am in the gym more than you.
You are. You might be caring about your looks more.
Pretty soon I'm going to be stronger than you, and then we're going to race.
Nah, I don't. My racing career might be done after Atlantic City.
You didn't wipe.
I did fine.
We'll do it on grass.
Perfect. Metal cleats and everything.
We'll race on grass. We've got enough room at my house.
Oh no, I know.
To race on some grass.
Yeah. Well. Someone said earlier, I think it was Jake that said he wants to bet his blue diamonds against other people's blue diamonds. That's what we'll do.
Ooh.
You can place your bets
on
we'll do two drops
on a foot race between you and me.
Yeah, so it's like 1,000 diamond per bet or something like that, and the winner splits the pot of everyone that bet on the other side.
I mean. The reality is you're going to be the favorite, and I'm going to be the underdog.
Yeah, so we got to do odds on it too.
As the old fat guy,
yep.
I'm going to be the underdog.
Yep.
But it's to be determined. I used to have wheels. It's to be determined if that's a permanent flat tire or not.
Yeah, when's the last time you've actually done like a sprint?
I am in the process of trying to put air back in those tires. And it's still to be determined if that will hold. It might be held together with like a piece of gum over the puncture hole right now. Right? So
there's also going to be side bets of ACL tear.
Wipeouts. Yeah.
All right, we'll work on that for the next Blue Diamond Rewards drop.
Yeah. Right on.
Funny.
All right, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out as always. Thank you for your support with Bowman.
We got more cases coming up.
We got a lot of cases. Somebody asked, how is Bowman inventory? We got plenty. We're going to keep it coming. We're going to do a pricing adjustment for Saturday. So if you think there's some last minute deals to be had or some teams are underpriced, last day to grab them is today. Well, we love you guys, and we will see y'all soon.
Thanks, guys.